Welcome to Tour Tuesday, everyone. Hello, hello. It's Tour Tuesday, and we are talking about NCL cruises, Norwegian Cruise Lines, and we are so excited to do this. So excited that I might even have a poll. Let's see. Can I find my poll? Yes, I have a poll for you to start off. I didn't even tell anyone about this. I just made this. Oh, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Three questions that you have to answer. They're so easy. So easy. Tell me if you've sailed on a large cruise ship. Tell me if you've sailed on a large cruise ship with Starr as a group, with Starr as a group. And have you sailed on an NCL or Norwegian cruise ship? All right. I like how you guys are typing in all your answers. Should be super easy. We haven't done a poll in a couple months, so maybe a few months even. So while you're finishing up, I'll say hello to all the tour directors we have on the call today. We have Karen Coate and Bobby Flesher and Andy Byers and Evie Simon and Angie Belmont. Oh, did I get everybody? Amazing. And then, of course, we have our cruise specialist, Christine Corcos. Hi, Christine. And then we have Ariane Ramawi. Ariane is our tours manager, but she also helps out with our cruise trips. So she's here. So let's see what we got. Let's share the results with you. Okay, so what have we learned? We have learned that, 91% of you, almost everybody, has sailed on a large cruise ship before. Awesome. So we've got a lot of knowledgeable cruisers here, a few first timers, 5 to be exact. So that's great. The majority of you have not sailed with Starr. That you may have 10 of you have sailed with Starr as a group, but a lot of you have not. So this is hopefully an opportunity for you to realize the benefits of traveling with a Starr group on a cruise. And just about almost half and half, 40% have sailed on a Norwegian cruise ship and 60% have not. So Louise, this is great. You've got lots of people who want to learn more about traveling with NCL. So amazing. I have a very special guest today. I would like to introduce her. Her name is Louise Habrack. Wave, say hello.
Hello. When you said special guest, I was getting excited. I thought there was a really special guest coming.
No, that's you. That's you.
Say hello. No kidding.
So Louise is going to help us. In fact, let me just share this screen. Louise is going to help talk us through some of these wonderful, fabulous cruises. Louise, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am a regional sales and marketing manager, and I do focus on the marketing end of my job, probably 80% of the time, because that creates sales. I've worked with Norwegian for almost 9 years now. I was with Royal Caribbean for 10, and before that, I had a career in senior leadership with the airlines. And don't ask me which one, because you know how they all went bankrupt. So I worked for lots of them.
They all went bankrupt and then they got owned by each other. And
yeah, right? Oh gosh, it's incredible. But you know what? It was really a lot of fun right out of college. I went to Monmouth College. You know, I am a Jersey girl at heart. So with that said, I do love the travel industry. I have such passion, for what I do. And the minute I lose that passion, I will move on to another company or that big R word. So with that said, I'm really excited to be here today. And Sandy, thank you so much for inviting me. Starr Tours is one of our, they are a preferred account of ours. So what we do is we do over and above for Starr because of their relationship with Norwegian Cruise Line. So yes, Starr is right up there in the premier category. So it is a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to work with you as well. We're a well-oiled team, right, Chris? Between Chris, Ariane, me, and Louise, and then the tour directors doing their stuff when the trips are out. We love cruising, and we love to share cruising with our travelers. So I will kick it off. We are going to start off. We'll talk today about our 2024 cruise offerings. We have two really big ones and a medium one that's fantastic as well. So Greek Isles, and that's not a new cruise to us. In fact, joining us today are recent tour directors from the Greek Isles cruise. Angie is a recent tour director for Greek Isles, and Bobby, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. And then we're going to be talking about the Hawaii 4-island cruise. And we have not done this since pre-COVID, I would say. So we have done this before, but we're doing it a little bit different now with a pre-night, which is kind of cool. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then, of course, one of our favorites, Canada and New England. Everybody loves going to Canada and New England. Of course, this cruise is timed perfectly for the fall. Am I right, Karen and Angie?
Yes, we both went. Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So we've got lots of resources between Louise and Christine and all of our wonderful tour directors that are here today. We're going to talk about these great cruises. But first, let's talk about why you would want to cruise with Starr, right? There's obviously a large majority of you on the call today have not cruised with Starr, and here's why. So we pick fantastic cruise itineraries with popular ports of call at a great value, right? So we're shopping around to find what we think is a great cruise at a great value. Of course, all the meals are included, but because we have a wonderful relationship with NCL, they give us to give to you an onboard credit. So the first two people in any stateroom will get to share an onboard credit, which is really nice. Sometimes it's $100, sometimes it's $200. We'll talk about that for each trip. Of course, we have a tour director on board as long as we have 15 people or more, which we normally do. We'll have a wonderful tour director that will be there with you as your advocate, as your friend for the cruise, should you need them. We, of course, provide baggage handling and any related gratuities for the stevedores or the skycaps. And then super important, we provide motor coach transportation to and from either the pier or the airport. So for example, when we're sailing out of New York, we include motor coach transportation from one of our many pickups in the Philadelphia, Central New Jersey general vicinity. And then when it's a fly package, we'll include the transportation to and from the pier in whatever city we're flying into. And of course, when flights are needed, we will package in those flights as well. So the price that you see, we'll show you, does include all of the flights and airport transfers. So we kind of are a one-stop shop for you. We do all of the work. We make it super easy. You just get a ride or drive down to your local pickup and let us do the work from there. So I hope those are good reasons that you would choose to travel and cruise with Starr. We are going to kick it off talking about the Greek Isles cruise. Again, this is so popular. We've been running it for a few years now. We go at what I think is a fantastic time of year, the end of August. So we'll be August 24th through September 1st. It's a 9-day, 8-night cruise. And you can see every picture is like more beautiful than the next. So this is where I'm going to let Louise take over because she's really an expert. The cruise, I would say the main aspects of a cruise are the ship itself and the ports of call. Would you guys agree? Would the tour directors agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we'll talk about the ships first and then the ports of call after we talk about the ships. Now, as far as questions, let's do this. Let's let Louise talk about this cruise. We'll have the tour directors chime in with anything they want to talk about. And at the end of each cruise, If you have questions, ask questions. If the questions are related to NCL as a whole, let's wait till the end for those. So any specific questions related to the Greek Isles cruise or the Norwegian Getaway, ask that while we're talking about the specific cruise. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Louise, you with us?
I'm with you.
Awesome. All right, I'll let you
know what
kick
it
it
is?
off.
I like to turn off my video when I present just because like my picture keeps disturbing me. But I'll come back. I'll come back.
I got you. No problem.
But actually, folks, I really think we should have had a pajama party, okay? So let's think about that for our next tour Tuesday.
All right, you know what? 2024 is coming up. I'm not going to do it for the next one, but maybe 2024 we'll do it. That's
okay. Anyway, the Norwegian Getaway. I don't know how many of you have been on the Norwegian Getaway, but it's a breakaway class of ship. It is holds just about under 4,000 guests, and it was refurbished back in 2019. So it is like that's fairly newly refurbished, right? And then the crew is a little over 1,600. With the tonnage and the overall length, those don't kind of play into the importance of the actual cruise ship itself. It is lots of open spaces. When we refurbished it, we put Sid Norman's venue on the ship, which is our brand new Sid Norman's, which is in our Prima class of ship. So what we do is when we have a ship that say was built years ago, then and we build new ships and the venues are very popular. When it goes into dry dock, we add those venues onto our past ships, which is really important because we know that you, our guests, are enjoying it. So with that said, the amenities on board and the destinations together with unpacking once, you might add, is probably the most important thing when you're taking a cruise vacation. The Breakaway class, which is the Norwegian Getaway, it has this area on the ship on deck 8 called the waterfront. So you can actually walk inside the ship or you can walk around the ship, like halfway around the ship, and it has lots of shops and specialty dining, and just like it's so comfortable. You actually feel like you feel like you're at the Jersey Shore. However, other people say that it's kind of like you're at the harbor in Boston. So it all depends upon where you're from. It could even be Ocean City, Maryland, for that matter. But it is probably known for its open air promenade, because when you think of a promenade, it's typically inside the ship, and that's where all the hustle and bustle is. Well, we decided to design it so it's open air. You could be inside or you could be outside, roaming around, because you know what? You're on the sea, and that's what you want to see is the ocean, right? There's 20 different dining options. We won't get into each one in the interest of time. Lots and lots of water slides. I love to watch the water slides. I think I'm at that turn of life where I used to like to actually go down the water slide, but now I really like to watch it. And then there's like 3 different decks that you have a sports complex on, where there's so many activities. And the Broadway musical on the ship is $1 Million Quartet. And we have a show-stopping Broadway play on each of our ships. And then we have other, backup plays or backup games or whatever it may be. But there's always one that is very, very prominent, that is the Broadway presentation. Do you want to move on to the next slide, or do you want me to keep talking? Okay,
no, you got it.
So I didn't know I could go into it like forever and ever, but I know you don't want to let me talk that much. So Europe, the Greek Isles. I've been to the Greek Isles a few times on several different cruise lines, actually. But I have to tell you, the itinerary here is one of the best in the industry. Not only are you leaving from Athens, which is just a city in itself that has its own culture and highlights, but then you're going to places like Mykonos and Santorini and Turkey, Kudüs'asi, and Istanbul too. I mean, typically you do not go to Istanbul on a lot of Greek cruises. So roads, like, you are going to the most probably popular cruise itinerary ever, with the added bonuses in here. So your itinerary is really attractive, because you're going to take an overnight flight to Athens, right? So you get to sleep on the airline. When you get there, you'll be refreshed. Don't forget to take your melatonin with you, just in case you can't sleep on a flight. It's a natural relaxer, okay? Because you want to really just hit the ground running when you get in. It does not depart until 5 p.m. So you'll get in, you'll have time to relax, get on the ship, unpack your clothes. And then it stops at Kusadasi, Turkey. And you have a full half day there. I mean, you get in really early. Kudüs'asi. I don't know. I can't talk at 7 o'clock at night. So please forgive me, because I've been working since 7. So if I stumble over my words, it's just because I'm tired. But I have to tell you, Kudüs'asi, Turkey it's amazing there. When we visited the historic Ephesus, we were in awe, actually, because it's just known architecture is amazing. Of course, the Temple of Artemis, which is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And we think that when we're in the United States, I always say when I'm in Europe, oh my God, this reminds me of, like, say, whatever, say San Antonio when I'm in Copenhagen or something. And they go, no, that reminds you of us because we were here first. So it is kind of funny, because they take pride in that they have been around for so long. Like it says, it was built, destroyed, and rebuilt again. They have such pride in their culture. When we were there too, we went to a silk rug factory, and we watched them make these rugs out of silk. And then you went to this big warehouse, and you really wanted to buy one. But then when you found out the shipping cost, it kind of like brought you back to reality. But seriously, I wish I did. I wish I just kind of like stopped with my the cost of shipping and went forward and bought one of these rugs, because you're not going to see them here. They are absolutely amazing. And then you have the Roman Library of Celsus, and you have the Tomb of John the Apostles, the Basilica of St. John. There's so many different architectural amazements in my world that you're just in awe. You come home and you have way too many pictures. Way too many pictures. Does anybody else, any of the tour conductors or the tour what do they call it? Tour.
What was your question, Louise?
I just wanted to know if anybody had anything else to say about Turkey. The tour guides. No, the tour. What are they called?
Tour directors.
Tour directors. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you have anything to add to this?
Bobby does.
I do.
Okay.
I haven't been to Kusadasi for probably over 25 years, but it was absolutely one of the highlights of my life. And I'm not a historian, but it is amazing. The one thing I remember most is they had everything was as if it was today. You could see their kitchens, their toilets even. It was the best ruin I've ever been to. What can I say?
Yeah, it is. It's amazement. It's like every port of call you're going to go to on this itinerary, you're really are going to be just in awe. I don't know how else to put it. But I bet you, Bobby, that it's the same today as it was when you saw it 25 years ago.
I'm sure it is, but I just got back from your Greek Isles cruise on the Jade, and we had a slightly different itinerary where we didn't go to Istanbul and Kuşadası, and the one for this year is fabulous. I'm really glad to see you put that back in the itinerary.
Oh, great. Yeah, I know. It's
Going this year is getting a real treat.
absolutely, without a doubt.
Awesome. All right, let's
All
move
right,
on.
then we're on to our second port of call, Istanbul, Turkey. I have to tell you, Istanbul wasn't on a lot of my past itineraries, but it has become one of the most world famous for art and fashion and nightlife, and of course, cuisine itself. So that is not to be missed. Then we go on to Mykonos, Greece. Now, Mykonos is absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've been in the world. And I'm probably going to say that like in the other itineraries too, just because everywhere you go, travel is educational. Travel is just awareness of your surroundings. Travel is just knowledge that you're going to have and memories for the rest of your life. And in Mykonos, just the blue dome churches and the windmills, you feel like you're looking at a postcard. The beaches are by far and they do have a reputation for being the most beautiful beaches in the world. I still like the Jersey Shore though, so don't tell me about that, okay? Because our sand is the best. But you'll really understand. It's really hard to explain something that's so splendid, but you'll understand after you visit it. So I hope we do reconvene after you take this this Greek Isle cruise.
Awesome.
Okay, and our next port of call is Rhodes, Greece. Rhodes is seriously a one-time wonder of the world. It is absolutely the walled town is something that you're not going to see in many other areas and venues that you're going to go to. And you know, when you're on a cruise, you're always going to see the views of the ocean and the Mediterranean, because you're on a cruise and these cities are on the coastal. But in Greece, it's a lot different than every other area. Just the views and the ancient Acropolis, it is just remarkable. It really is. And the different color of like the painting of the different color homes, it's quite unique and charming for that matter. And then we have Crete. I have to tell you, I did a lot of shopping in Crete. I don't know why. Well, I do a lot of shopping anywhere. I am a shopaholic, but there were a lot of nice places in Crete, and a lot of nice things to buy. Actually, everybody has to get their evil eye there and bring it home. I always keep it in my car for good luck. But in any event, there's like a really nice walkway. It's very hilly. The Venetian architect is from the 13th century. And just all of the palaces and the Greek heritage there is amazing. The legend of Minotaur. It is something that you're always going to remember, and it's a conversation piece actually. And you can see on the right the picture how it's like a little walkway, like cobblestone walkways, and you could kind of go up and down, but it's not too hilly, so it's an easy walk. Then Santorini. Please take me back to Santorini. One thing I want to tell you not to do is walk up the hill to the top of Santorini. You're going to be dodging donkey poop. Okay. We did it once and I will never do that again. We did ride the donkeys. But I think next time we would take, the train up there, because it's just, it is a one-time experience. But once you get up to the top of Santorini, it's breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. They have this one store there that all they have is all different kind of olive oils in there. And when they wrap them for you to take them home, they're wrapped so fine in the like bubble wrap, you can pack them in your suitcase. You do not have to worry about them breaking because they know that you're traveling back to your hometown. But you have to go into a cafe and have a little appetizer, maybe a glass of wine, or their sparkling water is so fresh there. And when you walk through all of these domed buildings and churches, you feel like you've been taken out of reality and put into the past. It's just spectacular. Santorini is probably, and a lot of people are going to tell you this that visited Santorini, it's one of their favorite places in the world.
Yep.
It's not real. I'm telling you, it's not real.
Oh,
Does anybody else have anything to say about Santorini? Then we'll move on.
We'll come back. We'll come back to Santorini. We'll keep going. Oh,
Okay.
that's it. That's our last port of call, which is great. That actually brings us to the details. If you're interested in this cruise, you may want to screenshot this page, but I'm going to also tell you how to find it. So for every cruise we offer, we have what we call an information sheet. And this is our information sheet for Greek Isles. So on this sheet, it tells you all you need to know about the cruise, the details of the cruise. So it'll tell you the departure date, the length. It has the prices, the price categories, the cabin categories with a double rate and a single rate for each cabin category, so that when you call Chris to book or to ask questions, you want to have this in front of you because you're going to say, oh, I want to go on the Greek Isles cruise and I want an ocean view cabin. And there's going to be two of us. So you know that you're paying $35.99 per person for the double rate. Then you also know what the taxes and fees are. So taxes and fees are an additional $330 per person. Okay. If you are a solo traveler, a single traveler, you have to pay an additional $450 above the 30. Well, it would be in this case $44.99 plus $450. And then we talk about gratuities, what the package includes. In this case, each cabin will receive a $200 onboard credit and a $50 shore excursion credit. And if you book an ocean view or balcony cabin, you'll get the internet package and the 10 photo package. We're including an Athens and Piraeus open air sightseeing debarkation tour. So you can see everything that's included is on this information sheet. The ports of call, the timing, the deposit and final payment policy, the cancellation policies and penalties, information about the flights. In this case, we don't have flights yet for this trip. The recommended travel protection, and the information that we'll need from each guest at the time of booking. So this is the information for Greek Isles, and I'm going to stop for a second. And you might be thinking, well, how can I get this? Well, I will tell you how you can get this. So let's see for a second here.
Sandy, while you're looking for that, I have to say, I've never seen a more all-inclusive fact sheet for your clients. It is amazing how detailed you get on there. There's no hidden cost and there's no hidden surprises. So kudos to you and your staff.
Thank you. We try hard. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna share this. Okay, so when you come to our website, this is what it looks like. If you want to look at cruises, you can hover over here over tours and then click on cruise vacations. That'll take you right to cruises, or you can go to tours and click here. There's a fly and cruise vacations tab here. I see, Chris, we have to fix that. We know what that is. That's the Alaska cruise that hasn't been loaded yet. So we can come down, you can search, you can use this, you can type in Greek. You don't have to, type in more than that, but so we search for Greek, and there's the Greek Isles cruise, right? So this tells you, this keeps popping up, sorry. This tells you a lot about it. It gives you lots of information, the departure dates, the price, but it only gives you one price, right? It's for one cabin category, but we offer lots of others. So you're going to click on this need to know button. And this need to know button has lots of information that you need to know, but it also has this URL right here. Unfortunately, it's not a hot link, so you can't click on it, but you can copy this and paste it into your browser, and it will bring you to that sell sheet, which I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can do that here. Do you see it now? Or do I have, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So once I copied and pasted that URL here, there's the sell sheet. So A, you can email Chris and ask for it. B, you can get it yourself right off the website. Or C, you could have taken a screenshot of it a few minutes ago. But let's see, I'll even go back to that because I'll give you a minute to take another screenshot. Does anybody have any questions about the Greek Isles cruise specifically? Let's see.
Yes, my name is Lynn. I have a question.
Hi, Lynn.
I would be a single traveler, and I'm a little confused about the taxes.
Okay.
Two different taxes.
I'm gonna go back to that screen as an example. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna pick one of these cabins. Let's just say you pick the IC, which is an inside cabin. That means it's on the interior of the ship and it does not have a window. It'll be on deck 8 or 9. And the rate that you're going to pay is $40.99 for the cruise. Then you will add $450 to that price.
Okay. The reason why I was confused is because you have $330 per person. And you also have single passengers. I thought I was going to get charged twice for taxes.
Chris, am I saying it right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so single passengers are going to skip this bullet. I could make that more clear, and going forward, we'll make that more clear. It's really for double, two or more in a cabin.
Okay, so the tax rate for me would be $450.
Correct. Well, it's taxes and fees.
Okay.
So I just, it's not all taxes, but it's taxes and fees, and it's $450. So you would take $40.99 plus
and add $450. Okay. All right. I just was really confused when you said both taxes and fees. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, what they do is the port fees, when you only have one person in a room, they make you pay 2 people's worth of port fees.
I know. I'm used to traveling single, so now as far as the airplane ride, do we get to choose where we sit on the plane, or it's
That's
pretty
a great
much everybody's
question.
economy ticket?
So they are economy tickets. If you make a request, we will request that we buy what's called group air. We don't buy it through NCL or Norwegian. We buy it through a separate airline broker that sells us group air. So when we submit, let's say we submit 40 names, we'll say Jane, aisle seat. Barry next to Jane, Barbara middle of the plane. We'll submit those. And the company will do the best they can to honor those requests. But I will be honest with you, it's A, not guaranteed, and B, they don't, they just aren't able to, confirm our requests too much. Well, they do their best, but when you have 40 people on a plane, you might be here, 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 here. Now, what happens is, in some cases, you will be able to check in or access your flight information through the app before the trip departs. And if you are able to do that, you can upgrade your seat if you want. You can move your seat if you want. And that's usually the case. Sometimes it also depends what airline. So we had a trip just go out to flew into London and out of Paris last week, and for some reason only 8 people out of the 60 people were able to check in online prior. So it's still evolving, this group international air that we're offering, but we will try. So tell Christine when you book that you have a request, and we will submit that request.
So if I wanted to, excuse me, upgrade to like business, I wouldn't be able to do that ahead of time. I would
Correct.
have to do it when I check in.
Exactly.
And then I would be charged the additional amount for a business.
Correct. And I wouldn't even say, you may even be able to do it before you check in, but you'd have to wait until we give you the information regarding your flights.
Okay.
Which is not usually until about 3 weeks prior to departure.
Okay. And now my last question. For the shore excursions, each cabin gets a shore credit of $50. Okay.
Every cabin.
Per tour.
Yeah,
Per tour.
per
You
pier.
mean per, are you saying per stop?
Yeah,
Every tour you take, you get $50 credit.
So
Yeah.
every port of call, we get a $50 credit.
yes.
If you take 2 tours in a port of call, you get 2 $50 credits on both of those.
Okay.
Up
All right.
to $200.
Chris,
Huh?
we got to we got to make that a little bit more clear on this information sheet too. That's even better than I thought.
Yeah,
Okay. So for each port of call, each individual gets a $50 credit.
Each cabin.
Each cabin gets a $50 credit.
In your case, it would be an individual because you're
Right,
staying solo,
right.
but yes.
right.
Okay. And that's per port of call. All right. Thank you. That clarifies a lot for me.
Good.
Okay.
Chris,
great.
are
Thank
there
you very
any other
much.
questions that often come up that you can talk about here, or give any insight to?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. I put you right on the spot.
Yeah, you did.
Any other questions about the Greek Isles trip? All right.
There was a question in the chat box I saw about, I mentioned on the Getaway, there's 20 restaurants. So those 20 restaurants include complimentary and specialty dining. So some are complimentary, you have access to them, and then there's a handful that are specialty dining. And that's where you would spend your onboard credit to buy a dining package. I would highly recommend buying a dining package prior to sailing, prior to embarking on the ship, because it's much more reasonable. We have a 1 night, a 2 night, 3 night, 4 night specialty dining, and it is a package, so you're paying a lot less. You never ever want to pay a la carte in a specialty restaurant because it could get very expensive, and the packages are all inclusive when you go into the specialty, and you're going to be getting onboard credit, so you could use that towards it when you get on the ship.
That's a great idea. Yeah, we call that a cruise hack, I guess. Great idea for that. Buy it ahead of time when it's priced a little bit lower. Great idea. All right, we're moving on to talk about a fabulous, I'll call it new, since it's been many, many years since we've offered this. This is a Hawaii 4 Islands cruise. You sail from Honolulu on the Pride of America. We're going in November. I went to Hawaii for my honeymoon, which was in October, and it was perfect weather, perfect timing. This is 10 days, 9 nights. And on the Pride of America. So tell us, Louise, about the Pride of America.
I love the Pride of America. It's the only U.S. flagship, meaning it's the only ship that was built and run by the United States of America. And you can tell that the minute you step on board. You walk off that gangplank into guest services. I'm so excited. I forgot to even tell you that, like, how much it holds, but I'll get to it. You walk in and at guest services, you see tile that's like the flag, the United States flag. You turn around and you see these spiral staircases that come up, and they're all like gold embossed. It is one of the most spectacular cruise ships. Plus, it's smaller, and I do like smaller ships. Like there's Le Bistro, which is one of our specialty French restaurants, but it's called Jefferson's Bistro, and you're dining in a library. It just like hits my heart, my heart and my soul.
It sounds very patriotic.
It's very patriotic. It's the Pride of America, right? What a great name for it. And I understand before I came to Norwegian, it was called Aloha, right? If anybody goes back that far, I was not with us at that time, but I love the Pride of America. The guest capacity is only a little over 2,000 guests. And the crew is 927. So you see the difference. This Pride of America is refurbished all the time, or revitalized, I like to say, because we are the only cruise line that does an inter-island Hawaii cruise.
That's right.
We visit 4 islands and you overnight in 2. There's not another way to go to Hawaii. Like I mentioned, I used to be in the airline business for 30 years. And I have to tell you that we flew to Hawaii all the time, and I would never fly to Hawaii again. You can move on if you'd like. Because when we went to Hilo, I would never have gone to Hilo. Flying, you fly to Hawaii, you go to Honolulu, you go to Kauai, you go to Kona, and you go to Maui, right? So those are the primary, ports of call or islands that you go to. I have to tell you, Hilo was my favorite island when we stopped. You need to take a shore excursion there. You see waterfalls, you walk through these caves that are absolutely unbelievable. It is just the history and the knowledge that the actual tour guide has is phenomenal. So the itinerary, you're going to be, at Waikiki and spend the night. So it's kind of nice because that is the home of the Hawaii Islands, is Honolulu, Waikiki, right? And then there's just so much to see there. So you'll have on your own the whole day to spend in Waikiki. And then the ship sails later in the afternoon, as we always do. This one sails at 4 instead of 5. And then you arrive in Maui early morning, and you're not going to be leaving till 6 p.m. at night. One thing that I absolutely adored when I was in Maui was taking the road to Hana. But it is it's a drive. You could either rent a car, or you can take, a tour, a shore excursion. And the drive to Hana is probably about 50 miles, I would say, around there, give or take. And you go over 59 bridges. Amazing. But once you get up there and you see all of the waterfalls and the little areas that you actually, like they say, you're supposed to bless yourself in them. I totally believe it's worth the day. It is a full day. They do make lots of stops on the way up and on the way back, but you need to be able to actually either drive up there or stay in a motor coach for that long. But Hawaii itself is beautiful. I mean, Hawaii's beautiful, never mind Maui, with all the flowers and the colors. You're going to find that in every single island that you visit. I get so excited just because this cruise brings you to so many ports of call, and it exposes you to so many walks of life in Hawaii. You could never do it by flying there and staying in a hotel, because you fly there, you stay in a hotel, or you'll visit 2 islands. I would recommend this cruise to everyone, especially honeymooners, because honeymooners tend to just fly to Hawaii and stay in a hotel. You don't know what you're missing, because you not only have, to unpack once and you're on the ship, and you have the culinary on the ship. The shows on the ship are very, very, because it's the smallest ship, they're very, very small venues. The volcanoes, oh my God, in Hilo, the volcanoes were amazing. And a lot of them are active. So you see this red, orange, yellow flames coming out of it. I talk with my hands, and this is why I usually try to stop the video, because I like ruin the entire presentation. So in any event, yeah, the volcanoes are amazing, especially in Hilo. But I do recommend a full day shore excursion. As of Kona, I like Kona, and they have all the Kona coffees, and they have all the macadamian like coffee flavored, chocolate flavored chocolates. That's what I remember about Kona. And the actual tours, you get to visit, and they show you how they make the coffees, how they make the chocolates, the chocolate covered macadamia nuts. I just remember buying all these chocolate covered macadamia nuts and giving them to the staff on board, just because they're so wonderful. The staff is amazing. But it is fun. It's not an all-day tour. You can go to different types of waterways, and you can, they give you tour of like the marine life if you'd like. If you like to actually swim and snorkel, or go on a boat, you could also do that. I think there's so much more to see, and you're on a ship the entire time, to actually go, like it says here, deep sea fishing. I just think you're not experiencing the actual island itself, and that's just my opinion only. That it's better to experience the island. And then we're on to Kauai. This is, I have actually been to Kauai so much because I used to work for an incentive company. When my airlines went bankrupt, I had to get a job. And so I worked for an incentive company here and there for about 4 years. And we used to bring the companies to Kauai, and we would stay, at the hotel with them, and it was back-to-back weeks. And just the beaches in Kauai, I think, they're beautiful. We used to have beach parties and things of that nature. It's just the beach and the water. I mean, the water is beautiful everywhere, but the beaches are very, very beautiful. And it's like, as it says here, it has the Garden Island, because it has one of the most amazing gardens and flowers and just lush greenery. You need to experience it to see it, because you're going to want to keep stopping, because there's very crazy rainforest there. It's called Haina, and like the rainbows, like see the rainbow in this picture? That is not a fake rainbow, or that's not a picture rainbow. That is what you see in Kauai for real. Because the waterfalls are breathtaking. So just make sure you either have a lot of memory on your iPhone, or you have an actual camera with you, because you're going to be wanting to keep snapping all the time. And I'm not a picture taker because, I kind of take people's heads off sometimes, but I took so many pictures in Hawaii. It was incredible. And on the ship, there, because it's a smaller ship, there's less restaurants, and less venues, but they're smaller, more intimate. Like when you go to a comedy show, it's small. And it's nice. Like that's what I think is so like an advantage of the Pride of America, that it's just smaller. So you think about it, 100 hours in port, like you never have 100 hours in port on any cruise.
Yeah.
And the local Hawaiian people love Norwegian Cruise Line. So when you go there, you tout that you came in on Norwegian Cruise Line, and they're going to bend over backwards for you. They just love us because we've been there so long. And we were the first people back to Hawaii after the tragedy of the fires. And I just want to make mention that we come in to the port on the total opposite end of the island. So you're not even going to be around where the devastation is unless you actually want to take a ride over there. Just because I know, like, it would be in my mind that I'd want to ask that question. So in any event, yes, so we are very proud to cruise to Hawaii.
That's awesome. 15 years is a long time. So thank you for talking about that. A couple questions in the chat too, and I just want to go over the advantages of cruising. I know you talked about some of them, but just to restate, we will arrive the day before we sail. So you can do activities, or you can just chill out at the hotel and on the beach while we're spending the night in Honolulu prior to boarding the ship the following day. So think of this as an all-inclusive vacation option, right? There's no all-inclusive resorts in Hawaii, but here you have an all-inclusive floating resort, which is super, super cool. Unpack once and you get to see all these different islands and different locations and ports and have all these different experiences. And again, an American flag ship, which is super important. So just to go back to, this is that information sheet we talked about. You can see the prices here for single and double. Let's see. There's a question, will we have a direct flight? Let's talk about the flights for a second. At one point there was one direct flight from Newark to Honolulu. I don't even know if they still have that as an option. Of course, we do prefer direct flights. When we're talking about Hawaii, I don't know that it's as important. I mean, you also may want to get off and stretch your legs in Los Angeles or San Francisco, possibly. So we'll see what the options are. You can only book flights 11 months in advance. So we won't have these flights for a month or two. But we do try for direct when we can. In this case, we're perfectly fine with a connection. We won't do more than one connection. And then coming home, it will.
Can I just add something?
Yep.
Do you know that I've flown to Hawaii a lot in my years, and I will never take a direct flight. I can't be on a plane that long. Yeah. I always booked a connection just to get out, stretch your feet, get in the airport, just to walk around. It's really important actually to actually have a connecting flight.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, like I said, I don't even know if they still offer the one nonstop flight that they used to.
Yeah, no.
So it's funny, we were talking about that the other day, that we kind of would prefer a connecting flight for those reasons. And then on the way home, it will likely be a red eye. And what red eye means is you're flying overnight. So that might mean you fly overnight, either from Hawaii to California or from California to home. At least a leg of the flight will likely be an overnight flight. So that's how they go. That's how it works on that. Question about how they can view the excursions that are available. Chris How do they get to view those excursions? Good question.
On ncl.com.
Yeah. So you just go to ncl.com, you find the cruise that you've signed up for and all of the different excursions, you'll be able to see them there. And then of course, when you are registered, you will be able to, Chris will give you a confirmation number. You'll be able to log into your account on NCL and do whatever you need to do as far as preparing for your upcoming cruise.
But everybody needs their own login to ncl.com, correct? You don't supply one to them.
Correct. Everybody's doing their own pre-registration. Everybody's doing their own shore excursions, putting their credit card information, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's really very easy, the shore excursions. And it tells you the activity level, whether it's light, strenuous, and it really guides you so you take the right shore excursion.
Yeah, yeah. And for Hawaii, you don't need a passport. You're not leaving the country, so you don't need a passport. For the Greek Isles trip and the Canada New England trip that we'll be talking about soon, you do need passports, but for Hawaii, you do not need a passport. Is this a good cruise for families?
I would say yes.
I agree.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I agree. Absolutely. All right. Any other questions about Hawaii? If you think of some later, we'll come back to it. We are going to talk about our next and final NCL cruise of 2024, the Canada and New England cruise. Super easy. We just drive our motor coach right to New York City, walk off the bus, walk onto the ship. It is truly that easy. We'll be sailing the Norwegian Breakaway, the same class of ship that will sail for the Greek Isles. This is perfectly timed, like I said, for fall, September 22nd to 29th, 8 days, 7 nights. Tell us about, I know you told us about the Getaway, right? So
Yes.
Breakaway, same kind of ship, right?
It is. The Breakaway was built a year before the Getaway. The Breakaway was my first ship when I joined Norwegian Cruise Line. My VP said, you need to experience the Norwegian way. And I don't even think I was here a month. He ended up sending me in September for a week on the Breakaway. It ended up being our anniversary. This is how nice Norwegian is. It ended up being our anniversary on September 15th. And they did all these things like decorate my room. And, they were just like so kind and sweet and nice to us. We truly are a family. And since we're a family internally, we treat you, our guests, as family when you're on board. So we're just one big happy family. But the Breakaway is going to be a lot similar to the Getaway. Just like the Getaway went through a revitalization and refurbishment, so did the Breakaway. And they did put like Sid Norman's on there. That's a cute little nightlife place. They have the waterfront where I won't repeat myself. They have a thermal spa, the Mandarin Spa, and then they have a thermal spa on there, which is also really enjoyable. You could get day passes or week passes. And the Broadway show on here is Six and Burn the Floor. Both are Broadway shows. Both are fabulous. So please, when you go to New York, you're going to spend, or Philadelphia, you're going to spend at least $500 to go to the play, go out to dinner, and here you are actually going to a complimentary Broadway show. And a little trivia about the Broadway shows is the people on board are trying to get to Broadway, that are actors, singers, actors, actresses, right? And the people on Broadway, they try to get on a cruise ship and get like a 6-month contract because they want to travel. So because I met some people and they're like, yeah, I was on, I did Jersey Boys on Broadway, but I wanted to come on a ship because I wanted to travel a little bit. And I thought that was a great trivia.
Cool.
Anyway, there's like 25 dining options. Like I said, they're a mix between complimentary and specialty. So sailing out of New York. Oh gosh, you know what, Sandy? I'm going on each of these cruises with you, I think. Because you make it so easy for a guest, your client, to take a cruise. Like you and your staff just do everything for them. And I do everything for myself when I go away. So I think I need to go with you. I want to be pampered. But you're going to leave New York. You're going to be, look at these ports of call you're visiting. Usually you do not, like a lot of times you don't visit Portland or Newport, but Newport is just an amazing area to go to. There's just a lot of activities. There's lots of like shows on the waterfront. There's lots of shopping. It is, yeah, it's like Rhode Island is just beautiful. It's just the epitome of the Kennedys, right? But just all of the housing, all of the architecture, like it is just mind-boggling, because you get in all that cottage feeling, the Bostonian feeling, the Cape Cod feeling. It really like it's the 19th century. Why wouldn't you, right? And the people just they love visitors. They love tourism there. Then we go to Portland, Maine. And in Portland, just like every other city, you need to eat seafood. You have to get a lobster roll, or something along those lines. But I know my favorite food is the lobster. I think I become my mother. I used to say, Mom, why do you have to order lobster when we go out to dinner? And now I know why. But it doesn't, it'll never taste like New England lobster. The freshness bursts in your mouth. Anyone that has not been to Canada, New England, you must go. So start saving now. The historic lighthouses. Again, there's that wonderful, beautiful, it's like the rockiness of the waterfront and the little alcoves. It's much, much different. You know, this is just a totally different vacation than Europe, because number one, it's the United States, and it's the New England coastline. So the charm here is over the top. And of course, it's the United States. So you really want to take it all in. This Bar Harbor, Maine is, to me, just it's not really a boardwalk, but it is. It's kind of like the boards, near the marina. But it's like crackly, you know what I mean? Everything's not just pristine, it's the like old time harbor that is so charming. And again, this was what they say here, 1900s. The summers are amazing. The summers are kind of like get really hot here too. So because you're going in the fall, you get a nice autumn breeze. And the world famous Arcadia National Park is there too. So that's a great excursion. And these lobsters and mussels and clams, they're just making me hungry. But they are the freshest you'll ever have. Now, St. John, again, New England is history. So wherever you go, you're going to experience history that you were probably taught in school, okay? In social studies, if everybody remembers that. And maybe I'm aging myself, but the history is inevitable that you're just going to digest it every day, morning, noon, and night. The structures on the water, as you can see to the left, and our oceans, I think the salt air water is so clear to your sense of smell. It's not like that in every country, or it's not like that at every shore town, but here you're just going to smell that ocean salty water. It's beautiful. You feel like you're just like so healthy. And then there's Halifax. I think Halifax is built up more in parts like a modern city, but yet it's old time too, because it was founded in 1749. But they do have architectural buildings that are a little more modern, I should say. And Halifax, a nice little trivia is, it is the world's second largest natural harbor. which the world's, not the United States, but the world's second largest natural harbor. The city of Nova Scotia is the capital, and this is another place where you're going to have to eat seafood everywhere you go. But I mean, they do have other choices, but I'm just saying it's so fresh. You can take steps and climb the Citadel too.
Oh, I just had this wonderful shot here too that I had to show because
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
yeah, Canada, New England is just unbelievable.
It's just, you know what, charm. It
Yeah.
is just charm.
Yep, that's a good one word to describe
Yeah.
it. Well, here is that information sheet. So do your screenshot or take a picture or ask us to email it to you, whatever you'd like us to do. These prices I think are fantastic, especially because
Wow.
airfare is not a thing for this trip. You just, like I said, get on the bus and whatever pickup location you want, we'll take you right to the pier. And then, I mean, this is a 8-day, 7-night cruise for, let's see, if you're 2 people in a room, you're paying $949 plus $346. So what's that? $1,300 for 8 days. You just can't get better than that.
You can't
There's
stay
so
home.
much
You
value.
can't stay home and eat out for that.
Yeah.
And then
There's
entertain.
so much value, so much value. So just to recap, all the cruise packages include all shipboard meals and onboard credit. Okay, so it's different for whatever cruise.
Not sure I understand.
Whatever cruise you're interested in. The services of a Starr tour director with 15 or more passengers. Motor coach transportation to and from the pier or the airport. If it is a fly cruise, we'll do airport transfers upon arrival, and then all baggage handling and related gratuities for stevedores and skycaps. Deposits are usually $300 per person, due at the time of booking. Don't forget those taxes and fees are additional. Onboard gratuities are $20 per person per day. They will be charged to your onboard account. You can use your credit for that if you'd like. And then if you do need a passport, don't forget that it must be valid for at least 6 months beyond the period of your stay. We always recommend travel insurance. We recommend Starr's tour protection for bus trips, and for fly and cruise trips, we recommend Aon Affinity. This is a very reputable company we've been using for over 20 years. I have personally used this company, and I will tell you that they handled COVID cancellations better than any other company that I ever heard anything about. They refunded every dollar that they collected for COVID cancellations, and because of that, I would always recommend this company. Always recommend this company. Oh, somebody asked, quick question. Do all these cruises include travel back home? Yes, we bring you to the ship. We don't leave you there. We will pick you up after the cruise is over, and we will deliver you right back to where you started. So absolutely. And that's the tour director's least favorite part for lots of reasons. Because getting off the ship can sometimes be a little bit of a bear, but nobody wants their cruise to be over at all. Ever. But yes, it does end, and we will bring you back home. So don't forget, finding details for the cruise, search for that cruise on the website, click on that need to know button, and find that URL that you can copy and paste into a new browser window. And that's what's gonna get you to where you need to know. And I know Chris is gonna kill me, but yeah.
Oh, my new picture. I love it so much.
She's so cute. She's so cute.
That beauty queen.
This is Chris. This is who you're talking to. You can see her on your screen right now. She is just an absolute gem. I know you all feel the same way. You've told me. So please give Chris a call when you're ready to book. Okay, so let's see. I saw a couple quick chat questions. How do I find the info for the Hawaii cruise? Well, there's 3 ways. one, you could have taken a screenshot of it while I had it up. I'll put it up there just because, hold on. And two, remember you can go to the website. I'll do that one more time with you. Hold on, let's see. Okay, let me share my screen. And okay, so that's the Hawaii cruise sell sheet, our information sheet. So take a quick picture of that if you can. But if you can't, if you don't have your camera or you can't do a screenshot, that's okay. I'm going to show you how to do this on our website. So let's see. So hold on. All right. So remember, you access the cruise. So let's start from scratch. There we go. There's our website. We can go up here to tours and over here to cruise vacations. That's a super easy way to do it. We can click here to browse tours if we want. Another easy way to do it. Let's do it this way. We'll do cruise vacations. So this takes and shows us all the cruise vacations that we can scroll down and see. So here's Hawaii. These are in alphabetical order. Crazy that H is the last letter of the alphabet of all cruises. We scroll down and you can see the itinerary, the departure dates, the departure locations, the highlights, which are the ports of call. The accommodations will talk to you about the ship itself, and then need to know. This is where you find all that important information, and there, right there, is that URL that you actually have to copy and paste. Our system is old. I'm sorry. We're working on a new one. Anyway, you just copy and paste it into a new browser. And there's your sheet, your information sheet right there. You can print it out. You could download it. You could email it, whatever you want to do. It is there for you. And if you can't figure that out, it's okay. You just call Chris and she'll email it to you. Easy
We're
peasy.
all calling Chris.
Hopefully she just didn't hear me say that. I know she did. What other questions do you guys have for me? I know you have more. Come on. Really? Did we cover it all for you? Did we get it all right?
Well, you know, sometimes you have questions, you hang up, and then tomorrow you go, oh, I wish I asked that question. If it's about Norwegian, please reach out to Chris, and if she could reach out to me, or if it's about Starr, you know, she'll have the information right there.
Yep. Oh, here's a
You
question in
said-
the chat I forgot to address. They want us to talk about the suitcase rule. So you are allowed to bring one large suitcase with you on cruises. That is what we've sort of planned on. If we have 55 people that are going, that's all that will fit on a bus. The buses are made to only hold 55, 56 pieces of luggage. If for some reason you need to have extra, you can certainly call Chris and ask, but you would be responsible for transporting that extra luggage. So please, it works for all of us the best if you can limit your luggage to one large suitcase. And
Can you have a
Louise,
carry-on? Can you have a
there are,
carry-on?
laundry facilities on the ships, right?
There is.
Yep.
But there is a charge to it, so.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But can you have a carry-on?
Yes.
Just out of curiosity?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a little backpack or something, yeah.
Yes, like a personal size carry-on,
Right.
not like a hard-sided carry-on that you might put up in the airplane.
Right.
More like a backpack or a tote
Mhm.
bag. Yeah.
Sandy, about passports. Yes, you need passports overseas, but you need proof of citizenship on the Hawaii cruise.
Yes.
And an old driver's license will not do. You need that special driver's license or a passport.
I did not realize that.
You
you
need,
need
you could,
regular
You could have a birth certificate and a driver's license.
Okay. But
Yeah.
the old
If-
driver's license won't do anymore. You need the special driver's license.
No, it's,
The ID.
Special.
no, Real ID starts May
Next year.
2025.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So Chris, we don't have anything, well, it says for the Hawaii cruise, it says proof of citizenship requirement, government issued ID or passport. So is a driver's license not enough?
No, they can use a driver's license. Yeah.
Okay, so for the Hawaii cruise, a valid driver's license or a passport.
It's just that if you're flying, it's always good to bring your birth certificate, just because I believe the airlines require it.
And as
Don't
of
they?
My
May,
passport.
as of May, you need the real ID to fly. And New
Right.
Jersey does not give us the real ID on a driver's license.
Not till 2025.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So for this Hawaii cruise, the minimum that you need is a valid driver's license.
Right.
Passports are always welcome if you want to bring that as well.
Yeah.
We don't, the question is, do we include travel protection at the time of booking? We do not actually sell the travel protection. So you are going to make the booking with Chris, and then you are going to go online and get a quote for the travel protection through Aon or whatever company you'd like to use. And then you can buy it directly through Aon. Okay, you do not buy the tour protection through Starr. You have to do that on your own. Okay. Here's a great question. I'll let one of the tour directors answer this one. Do the travelers have to handle the luggage, or do we have to pick up the luggage from the airport carousel? The baggage carousel.
It depends what you arrange in advance with the sky caps.
And
if you're-
sometimes sky caps are hard to find too.
like in the Athens airport. If you can find a sky cap who is nice enough to get there early, they will pull the luggage and put them on flatbeds for you so that the people don't have to pull their own luggage. Typically, people either pull their own luggage and just take it off the
Carousel.
carousel. Thank you. Take it off the carousel, and then the sky caps will put it, or the sky caps will put it on the flatbeds to take it out to the bus.
Right.
Yep. Yep. Another question, is for those that are traveling solo, will they have a regular size room? And the answer is yes. These categories that you see on the information sheet are for 1 or 2 people. Absolutely. So yes, you have the same size room as, whatever room you pick, it's the same size that you would pick for 1 person, 2 people, 3 people.
Chris,
Let's see.
can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, thought I was on mute. Now I've since I already booked my the 2 of the cruises, but I missed the initial 14-day for the travel protection with Aon. I did purchase travel protection through another company. Do I send you that information?
We do not need that
You don't need,
information.
okay.
So great. So thank you for pointing that out. If you are planning to buy travel insurance, and we do all recommend it, you want to do that as soon as you book the trip, because there are sometimes, I know for Aon, you have the ability to get additional protection if you purchase the policy within 2 weeks of booking the trip. So think about that. So just remember, once you book the trip, then you book the insurance. Try to do it back to back if you can. All right. You guys are great listeners, great questions. Did we cover it all? Did we do it? Is it time to do our gift card winner?
Yay.
Okay, it is time to do our gift card winner. Okay. Our gift
Sandy, look at the chat box, please.
Oh, hold on. Yes. Oh my God, I forgot about this. Thank you. Thank you, Louise. Louise was very kind to us. Louise is very, very, very kind. She has offered anybody that books after this Tour Tuesday, within how many days did we say? Did we say a week? If you book
You
within,
tell me, when do they book after Tour Tuesday,
I
Chris?
think if
Do
you
they book
book,
within a week or 2
yep.
weeks?
Oh, Ariane's showing 7 days. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Ariane. 7 days. We did have this discussion. If you book within 7 days, and if you book an ocean view or a balcony, Louise will give you
Norwegian.
Norwegian / Louise will give everybody an extra $50 onboard cabin credit.
Wow.
So,
Louise.
so everybody's a winner, first of all. So Ariane, did I get that right? Is
No,
it
I think
50?
you
Is it,
negotiated with me. You told, and we
okay,
decided
so I
on
think it's now that I think
$100.
it's $50 for an ocean view and $100
I
for
have my paper right here.
what does it say, Chris?
It says ocean view $50, balcony 100.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic. So Louise is giving all of you a gift. Thank you, Louise.
You're welcome. Thank you for Norwegian. They
You
gave
have
me
to book
empowerment
with-
funds. I told you, I give it all to Sandy.
She does. She does. So thank you very much for that. You just have to call us and book by next Wednesday, which is the 14th, I believe. So Chris has got all that she needs to have. If you want to book, you get an extra $50 if you're an ocean view and an extra $100 if you are a balcony purchaser. And one of you lucky people, and the name is Violet Art, won $25 gift card. Yes, I see you, Violet. She's dancing in her seat. So congratulations, Violet. We will send you an email tomorrow confirming. And if for some reason we don't, that means we don't have your email address, so you can call us. I hope you guys found this worthwhile, especially if you're just using it to save $50 or $100 or earn a $50 or $100 onboard credit. So thank you so much for joining us. If you have additional questions, Chris, Ariane, or I are always willing to answer. We've got tour directors with lots and lots of knowledge that can help you. And I'm going to say we'll officially end the program, but if you want to stay on and ask questions about the ships themselves or the itineraries, stay on and we can just have a little few minutes of chatting about that in case you have any questions. So, and I won't even record that. We're going to stop the recording right now. So thank you all for coming. Oh, next Tour Tuesday, do not forget, December 7th. And we're going to be talking about fly trips. And the fly trips that we're going to be talking about, I will tell you right now, as soon as I remind myself, we're going to be talking about the Black Hills, Badlands, and Mount Rushmore, Iceland, and Tuscany, 3 premier world discovery trips that you will absolutely love. And I hope you join us for our final Tour Tuesday of the year on Tuesday, December 7th. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next Tour Tuesday.
Okay.
Bye, everybody, but stay
Bye-bye.
on if you want.
That was great. Wonderful.
Thank you so much. Have a good
You're
night.
welcome.
Take care.
Okay,
Thank
take care
you.
now.
Thank you for coming.